Shalom. First, we go all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle. That was a great millstone piece. Blessings since y'all push true Shalom. Keep pushing. I'm gonna get into it. I switched it up this time. I'm across the street. I gave that other side a break. You know, sometimes you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right? So that's what I did today. I switched it up. So I'm gonna get into it, man. 'Cause we in that age of everything just imploding. You know, we in that age of all hell breaking loose. But I'm gonna get on you knuckleheaded Israelites today, though. Lord willing, I get around to the rest of you people. you know, maybe the spirit will squeeze you in there somewhere. But let's start off with Ezekiel 3 and 9. I'm gonna do that intro over again. I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. That's better. Getting off the plantation, you get lazy, man. Working all fucking week. So you try to cut, do shortcuts here and there, but you can't do no shortcuts in the truth, man. You can't shortcut this and expect everything to be all right. It's gonna come out good. It's not. But let's get these precepts, man. This is Ezekiel. Let's see. I believe it's 3 and 9. Yeah, so like this is Ezekiel 3 and 9. Matter of fact, let's take it to verse 1. Because moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll. So yeah, you gotta eat this whole roll, man. Meaning this Bible, man, these scriptures. The Old and the New Testament. It's the whole roll. It ain't half the roll, a quarter of it. You gotta eat this whole thing, man. You just can't preach out of one part of the Bible and call yourself a prophet or a preacher, man. The Old and the Testament still in effect, man. So you gotta eat this whole roll, and once you eat the whole roll, you gotta come out and preach the roll, man. Preach and teach it. And it gets down to it. It says, eat this roll and go speak into the house of Israel. So here it is, the scriptures, the Bible saying, go and speak to the house of Israel. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, who are the house of Israel. I'm not gonna get into the Israelite foreigners, the other nations that look like, but not the other nations, but Israelites that look like the other nations. So you're gonna have so-called Chinese, so-called white people, so-called Arabs, they look like the heathen, but their spirit go back to the nation of Israel, man. I know that's a whole mind fuck for you, so don't even try to wrap your head around that right now, man. Just stick to the basics. You got to start off with the milk. If you try to, start off with the meat in these scriptures, you're going to choke. You're going to start vomiting, man. Spitting this out. So you got to start with the milk. And once the milk become nourishing to you, you can digest a few things. You can handle it a little bit. Then you can get on to the meat. You got to get to the meat, man. Eventually. You can't stay on the milk either. It's a growing process. You don't feed an infant a damn T-bone steak, do you? So yeah, you got to be reborn, man. Uh, I believe it was Yahweh Shah was telling Nicodemus, man, you got to be born again, man. And Nicodemus was like, you mean I got to go back in my mother's womb being simple? No, when you come in this, you got to be born again, man. You got to start over as a child, man. You might be 20, 17, but once you come into this truth, you're like a kid again, man. You got to start over. It's men here 30, 40, 50 years old, and it's their first year in the spirit, man. You know, so you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Verse 2, so I open my mouth and he causes me to eat that roll. So yeah, the Most High causes you to open your mouth to eat this roll, man. You can't do it on your own. I read this Bible backwards and forwards, man, growing up, and didn't understand about 97% of it, man. It seemed like a fairy tale book, you know? We started talking about dragons, locusts, you know? It'll bug you out. You started thinking, it can't be a god. He's talking about all this fairy tale stuff, but little do you know, it's all symbolic, or it represents something, so, but that's a part of being a babe, man. You got to get this real young, man, in order to get the milk. And then once you get the milk, you start understanding about the dragons, the locusts. You start getting deeper breakdowns. Hey, just because you get the milk, it's guys that bug out with the deep breakdowns, man. So it's all in the will of Yahweh Shimi Awashah, man. If you're gonna get this whole roll, digest it, and be able to keep it down. Because a lot of men spit it back out, man, and they lose their damn mind. Or they go back in the world bugged out, which they lost their mind. So you can't rush this. But you can't drag your feet with it either. So there's a balance to this. But the main thing, you got to get wisdom in this, man. Sophia. Once you get that, you start getting tired of Sophia, she's gonna start dealing with you, man. Which is representation of wisdom, man. She's gonna go on to somebody else who actually desire her, man. So you can't ever learn too much in this. It's precepts. I still run across this new, man, and I've been going on 7 years. It's breakdowns I still don't know. And it's 7 years in this, man. So you can never say you learned it all. Verse 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I will give thee. And there again, he says, I will give thee. Because I was making a point earlier. I read this book backwards and forwards. I didn't understand it. But it took a higher power, man, to actually open my eyes, man, to understand this. To put the spirit on you to be able to accept this word, this truth. And now that I understand it and accepted it, it was all predestined. I got to come out here and teach you knuckleheads, man. That's the part of the deal. And guess what? You motherfuckers ain't listening. Let's go on. And fill thy bowels with this roll that I will give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. Yeah. 'Cause when you first hear this word, it's sweet. You find out you're an Israelite, you find out you're gonna get the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna live forever, all the sweet stuff, man. The Lord's only dealing with Israel. The one you've been thinking your whole life was a so-called white man is actually a so-called black man. Yahweh Shah, the one who you call Jesus. So it's real sweet. But there's also bitterness with this word too, man. And that's what a lot of people get into this because they enjoy too much of the honey. But they forget all about the bitterness. It's a lot of camps, telling you it's nothing but honey flowing, man. Nothing but it's a whole faucet, a waterfall of honey. Nothing's bad gonna happen to you. But it's all BS. So, with this sweetness, I teach my people the sweetness of it. That's part of getting you in, getting your attention. But then once you get into this, that wisdom kicks in, start growing, and then the bitterness sets in. You find out you all by yourself. You know? You find out you're in a room of 20, 50, 30 people, and you all by yourself. In a city, you solo. Yeah, it's hundreds, thousands of people around you surrounding you, but when it gets down to it, you're lonesome, man. Because this truth wasn't given to everybody. You start finding out, you that lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? Once you go through the phase of trying to wake your family members up, trying to tell them bits and pieces of the scriptures, and then they don't get it. Then you go out, your family won't listen. You don't teach everybody though, you got them few people that you love, so you try to open their eyes up, which you can't do it. It's all through the spirit, but that's just being naive first coming into this thing. You're gonna try to tell a few people here and there. Then you're gonna run into somebody on the job, try to give them a little bits and pieces of it. And come to find out, they got their mind too, man. They can't get it. So you just go on and on, just realizing you come to a point where you just shut up. You don't try to wake nobody else up. You just teach. You're out here fishing pretty much. Fishing for your lip. Like when you go out fishing, sometimes you catch something, and a lot of times you don't. In the same way with this truth, man. So whether you're watching on YouTube, walking by, or going out to various camps and listening, man. The Most High got all kind of ways to wake you up. If it's meant for you to be, meant for you to be that awakened, man. They try to say, what's the saying? Go woke, go broke. Well, with this truth, you need to be woke. If not, your ass gonna die. Simple. So once you go woke with this, you don't go broke, man. But once you go woke in the carnal world, you got to join yourself to the system. Got to go punch the time clock. You want the goodies coming in, So you got to dance to the way of the world. But with this truth here, you don't give a damn what nobody say or think about you, man. You just keep pushing. You keep preaching. You know, and guess what? I don't get paid to do this either. This is all free for right now. You know, you don't get paid up front, you get paid later. You know, it sounds like a crummy deal, but once you get down to it, it's the best deal ever. It's better than the Powerball, man. It's better than hitting the Mega Million. Let's go. He said unto me, son of man. So he said unto me, son of man, go get thee into the house of Israel and speak with my words into them. So these are not my own words. I didn't sit down last night and come up with this, write this Bible. You know, yeah, I sit down and, you know, all through the spirit, I get a lesson together. But these words already been written. You know, so I go through and pick out a good lesson. You know, because actually there are no bad lessons coming from the Bible. You know, some just hit harder than others. You know, or one lesson might, you know, affect somebody else a whole lot different from the other lessons, man. Who knows? It just, you know, my job to come out here and speak and teach, man. You know, I forget the precept, but it says the Most High words don't go out void, man. So it is doing something to somebody. You know, it's resonating with somebody's spirit, or you know, it's cutting somebody's spirit, man. So the word don't go out void. It says, for thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. So yeah, you know, we always speaking Hebrew back then, Paleo Hebrew. You know, so I was speaking to, you know, because I've been back here. Well, I'm reincarnated. I put it like that. You know, so scripture say you'll be standing in your lap. So if I'm doing this now, that means I was doing this before. So I was speaking to people of my own language, which I was speaking the Hebrew then. So I wasn't speaking to the other nations, you know. But this is the Lord telling Ezekiel, not go speak to other different people, man. Go speak to your own people, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So just like Ezekiel was doing it, I'm doing it now, man. Like I was doing it back then, fast forward to today, I am now, doing it all over again. And Lord willing, this the last go round. You know? Pray this the last ride on the roller coaster. It says, whose words thou canst not understand, surely had I sent them, hold on, surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. So yeah, if the Lord would have sent Ezekiel to anybody else, man, they would have listened. But you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, you ain't gonna listen. If you was to tell the so-called Chinese man that he's an Israelite, oh yeah, he'll have fringes and a whole nine on, man. You know, if you was to tell the East Indians, you know, the same thing, and they'll actually believe it. Not you Israelites, you don't believe nothing. You know, you believe what what's his name? NBA YoungBoy. You believe what he say though. You know, you believe what Jay-Z tell you. But when it comes to what Yahweh Shem Yahushua got to say, you don't believe nothing, man. It says, but Israel would not hearken unto thee, but they will not hearken unto me. So here's the Most High saying they not gonna listen to you because they definitely don't listen to me. He says, for all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Yeah, you can't tell a nigga nothing, man. You can't tell him nothing. Or a so-called Latino. They hard-headed, man. I don't care how many times you got to tell them over and over and over, and they still gonna do what they want to do, man. Believe me, I know, man. I've been so-called black all my life. And no matter how many times you try to tell them what to do or how to do it, or even just on the job, they just ain't gonna do it, man. They gonna do what they want to do. So the Lord saying, hey, they ain't gonna listen to you. They sure as hell ain't gonna, listen to me either, man. But that's the part of the deal. You still gotta come out here and teach it, man. It says, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they may be a rebellious house. Yeah, so you don't care what your people come up here all frowned up, mugging you, walking by like they want to kill you. The Lord say, hey, man, the hell with all those looks, man. Keep preaching. You know? Go on. It says, though they be a rebellious house. Yeah, the nation of Israel is rebellious. You can tell these people not to eat, just to keep the simple of the laws, man. The simplest things you can actually keep on this side. Not to eat pork, crab, lobster, catfish. Man, you might as well be talking to that tree, man. They are not gonna do it. Matter of fact, they're gonna double down and eat it all week. They'll eat it every day just to try to piss you off. But little do you know, I don't care what you do, man. You can smoke all the dope you want to, eat all the catfish you want, man. I'm just giving you the warning. You can do whatever you want to do, Jake. But you can't say you wasn't warned, though. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thy heart, meaning your mind, and hear with thine ears. So yeah, our people, man, we got to be the people in the Bible, man. Who else could it be? Everybody else get in line, right? All the other nations, the so-called white man, he get in line with his, the so-called Chinese, they get in line. You tell them a few things, they get together, come together on some things, but not these people on this side. They're gonna come together, but they're gonna remix it though. One gonna have his feelings, or I'm gonna do it this way. No, you tell him, oh, you gotta do it A, B, and C. Nah, Jake gonna add D, E, F, G, and H, I, everything else, man. They refuse to do it the right way. But that goes back to the nature of being Jake, man. So you try to tell a nigga to keep the laws, because the laws are still in effect. Even though you can't keep them all, you keep the most to the best of your ability, man. You try to tell them, you know, we're in this grace period right now, and we can't keep all the laws. That still ain't good enough for Jake. Jake don't want to do no law, man. He don't want to keep nothing. He just want to be a wild, wicked, vile beast, man. He don't want to keep not one law. Like they say, he don't want to keep nan law. So let's get into these other precepts. This is Psalms 97 and 10, man. So yeah, the law's not done away with. So we don't care what your daddy Esau Edom told y'all, man. The law's still in effect. It's still in effect. But you think that you tell that to a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man, you think that it would change their mind, but it won't. Like I said, they're gonna double down and do more wickedness. If they could, they'll kill you, man. They killed the prophets before. These same knuckleheads on the earth again, back in the reincarnation, man, walking the earth, prophet killers. Let's go to Psalms 97 and 10. It says, "Ye that love Yahweh hate evil." Yeah, because our people, man, they don't love anything that's righteous, man. You see them now walking around like a bunch of degenerates. Just walk up and down Bourbon or go in one of these malls and you see just a bunch of degenerates. Tattoos all over the place. Weave hanging down to the damn ankles. Looking like Cousin It. The men look like women, and the women look like men, man. So, it's all out of order, and our people, they love evil, man. But the true men of the Lord hate evil, man. All forms of it. A woman being with a woman don't turn me on, man. But with our people, man, they love that type of shit. I get disgusted when I see a woman, them fucking lesbos, man, walking up and down the street holding hands, man. The same with the men. So I hate all forms of evil, man. And I'm not gonna go along just to get along just because the law says it's okay. Well, that's your laws, I don't agree with them. But when you in the captivity, you got to play the game. So you got to look at filth like that, man. You got to see a little boy, walking around in a dress, man, or in high heels on these shows, man, at drag queen story time, man. You have to look at garbage and filth like that. Psalms 97 and 10, "Ye that love Yahweh hate evil. He preserved the souls of his saints. He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked." So yeah, he preserved the souls of his saints, man, and delivering them out the hand of the wicked. But it's our people, or the so-called white man, man. He's going to deliver you out of the hand of the wicked. And you can take that to the bank. You know, you can take that all the way to the bank. You can cash that check today. And that bank ain't never closed either. You know, so but our people, man, you know, they always say, "Oh, I love the Lord." You know, that's what a so-called Negro love to say, man. You know, he got the Jesus piece, you know, the chain and the piece. He even got the Jesus tattooed on his arm, on his chest. But don't follow none of the laws, though. They gonna say you love somebody, but you won't obey them, man. What sense does that make?
Excuse me, would you know if there's parking free after 7 or not, or how that works?
6 or 7. I think it's 7 now.
Yeah, I think it's 7 too, but it's great. 6 is better.
I don't think they really bother you too much, but on this side, but
Yeah.
every now and then. But it's Friday though,
Yeah.
with Jazz Fest going on. So
Well, that's just it. I just want to make sure.
so they probably out partying. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They don't really care about what's going on right now.
Okay, cool.
You know.
Thanks for the help.
All right then. So let's go on. Jeremiah 6:16, man. Thus said Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see. As for the old paths, where is the good way? So yeah, you're supposed to be asking for the old path. Where is the good way? Not this new path where you can be whatever you want to be. You can identify as a head of cabbage, a cat, a dog, whatever you want to identify as, man. That's the new way, man. That's a new path which leads to your destruction. I saw somebody say they was transracial, man. You know, it's getting crazy. And he was a so-called black man too, said he was transracial, but he's really a white man. I said, look at this shit here. This shit is crazy. You talking about somebody really finessing the game. He might be on to something. So you can identify as transracial. You can identify as a teenage girl, man, if you want to. You could be a full-grown man in a blouse and a skirt, but identify as a 2-year-old.
What's going on, brother?
Ain't know what's going on, man.
All right, I'll see you. All right. All right. So it's like, so,
So that's the new path, but you got to stay on the old path, which is the good way. And walk therein. So yeah, you got to be able to walk in that old path, man. And you got to stay in the path. You can't be on the path Monday through Friday, and then come the weekend, you want to get on the new path. It don't work that way. You got to stay on this old path 7 days a week. You know? You can't be out here trying to teach people and you pretending to be on the old path, but the whole time you just cruising down the new path, man, daily. You got a lot of guys like that that's in this thing, man. They put on a good front. You know, like they man the Lord, but the whole time they just as wicked as you are, man. So you got to be careful. You got to shop around in anything, man. You just can't take my words for what they are. You got to go back and look at what I'm saying. You got to do your own research. You got to be able to flip to what I'm saying through the scriptures. Does it make sense? Am I lying? You gotta check my lifestyle out, man. You gotta see if I'm actually living what I'm preaching. And you already know. They turn around, let you see across the street. Got a visitor over here. Where is he at? You see him back there, white car? Yeah. All eyes, we can see him. You know? But yeah, I got a visitor across the street. All this crime in the city. And he over here watching me. Niggas running amok out here. And he worrying about a nigga with a Bible. The border is wide open. So he want to keep eyes on somebody with a Bible though. Joe Biden and Hunter are probably smoking a whole rock of crack right now, but he watching me. You know? Joe probably in the dungeon now with a whole gaggle of kids, but he want to park across the street and watch me though. That's the kind of foolishness and just BS you got to put up with here in America, man. Now they want to be tough guys to the little man, but when it comes to the higher ups, power down, they stand down. I thought they supposed to be protected, man, protecting and serving. Just like everything else in America, man, it's all a lie, man. It's all a facade. It's not real, man. The laws can be bent, distorted. There's all kind of loopholes. So there's never no true justice here. You got the right amount of money and the right connections, you'll never see a day of time in your life. But hey, that's how it is when the wicked in charge, man. So it's their kingdom. So you just got to navigate through it with the spirit, man, and pray the Lord don't turn you over to him, man. Let's go on, man, so I can get on out of here in a minute. I believe I'm gonna go to oh gosh. What I really want to say, but you can't say that because they made a law where you can't say it. I thought this was the home of the free, man, land of the brave, but you can't say certain words. What happened to free speech? And it rhymes with shoes. You know what I'm talking about. This is Baruch 3:9. Hear Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. So yeah, that old path is the commandments of life, man. That's if a Israelite man want to stay alive, then you need to be immersed in these scriptures. Not what the saints doing, not what Zion gonna do with his time off. You need to be in this Bible, man. Point blank, period. Let's jump down to verse 13. For if thou hast walked in the way, there it is, walking in that way, man, that old path. You gotta walk in the old path, man. Why he ain't following that nigga? Clearly breaking the law, right? I'm sure he's where he want to be, but no, he's not a threat though. You know, because he's not doing nothing, man. That strikes fear into these people's heart, man. This word strikes fear into their heart. You know, he's just a low life nigga who gonna, get him a shrimp po' boy later. And maybe rob somebody. You know, he's no threat. But somebody like me, I'm a threat though, because I'm actually talking about something. I'm actually doing something meaningful. You know. But let's go on. This thou shouldst have dwelled in peace forever. Yeah. So if we would have, kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and the ordinances, we would have dwelled in peace forever. We would have never had to go into captivity after captivity, man. We wouldn't be here in spiritual Egypt and Sodom, man, in the worst conditions ever, the lowest state ever. You know? But it was all set up, man. It was set up for us to do this. We had to see what evil truly is, man. And we kept, turning our backs on the Most High, and He kept giving us up over to His enemies, to our enemies, to Lachi. But it all worked out, though, man. It all gonna work out in the end for the Israelites, man. But right now, it's gonna work out for the elect. The rest of you niggas and spicks and prairie niggas, man, y'all gonna have to pay the price, man. It's gonna work out for the elect right now of the nation of Israel. A small remnant. The rest of you gonna have to suffer. The rest of you gonna have to know what famine feels like. You gonna have to know what it feels like for somebody to come up behind you and stick a a AR-15 to the back of your head, man. That's what it's gonna be like for the rest of you. But for the elect gonna get on out of this thing, man. They're gonna be delivered. The rest of you gonna have to deal with the troops on the streets, the famine, the war. Yeah, a lot of y'all gonna get drafted into that World War III, man. A lot of y'all. Ah, damn, that's a big ass. What is that? A cello or some shit? No. Anyway, yeah, a lot of y'all gonna get drafted, man. You're gonna become desert ornaments. Because this whole war with Russia and the US and Ukraine, man, and NATO, it's in full swing. And NATO is getting their asses kicked over there in Ukraine, man. But eventually, the US is gonna step in, man. Whether it's gonna be with Ukraine, but we know for sure they're gonna step in with the whole Israel war, man. Israel and Iran. So we just waiting for the US to actually announce they either in the Israel-Iran war or the Ukraine and Russia, man. They've been playing behind the scenes long enough. It ain't looking too good with that whole Ukraine thing. They getting their asses kicked over there too, man. And calling them mercenaries. They're not calling them troops over there. They getting their asses handed to them by those Russians. So eventually we're gonna come into a nice, big, pretty war here, man. We're in the midst of World War III now. We just waiting for it to go hot. And what I mean by hot, I'm talking about thermonuclear hot, man. Intercontinental ballistic missile hot, man. Russia's steady making threats. So if you send them troops into Ukraine, man, it's gonna be all out nuclear war. And y'all keep fucking with Putin, man. Putin, he don't play like that, man. Putin is about killing, man. He ain't like, Obama and Joe Biden and all them. Putin is about business, man. Them Russians cut from a whole different cloth. So that's why I'm out here now trying to tell you knucklehead Israelites, man. You need to get your shit together. Because you gonna go to war in a minute. And ask for that old path. But like I brought in the last precept, roughly paraphrasing, if we would have stayed doing the law, statutes, commandments, man, we would have dwelled in peace forever, man. You can go back to Deuteronomy 28, and it gives you the blessings and the curses. But Jake said, you know what? We're gonna choose the curses instead. And now you laden with iniquity now. You lowered in dirt in America now. A dog has more rights than you so-called Negroes now, man. A dog's life is more valuable than yours, man. But hey, that's the life you chose, man. You wanted it, and you got what the hell you wanted, Jake. Go to Sirach 15 and 20. So everybody likes to talk about how the law is done away with. That book old. It's not real. God's not real. You know how many times I heard that? I haven't heard we're in the Matrix right now, man. This is a whole computer simulation. I think David Icke was saying something like that. This is a computer model, computer simulation or something. Well, you go out there in the middle of the street and get standing right in front of these cars doing 50, 70 miles an hour and see if you're in a computer simulation then, man. You're going to find out real quick shit's real. And you're going to find out real quick you got a maker. You're going to find out all the things you ever heard was wrong. This is Sirach 15 and 20. He have commanded no man to do wickedly, neither have he given any man license to sin. So yeah, the law is still in effect. I don't care what your pastor down at your local, Christian hip hop church telling you, man. The Lord ain't gave nobody a license to sin. But I tell you who do though. So-called white man, he'll give you a license to sin. You can do whatever you want to do. You can sleep with whoever woman you want to sleep with, man. You can order the biggest seafood platter they got down on Bourbon Street. But the Lord telling you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you ain't got no license to sin, man. You can't get rid of the Most High laws, man. They forever. And they don't change. There's no amendments to his laws. You can't ratify them. You can't omit things you like, things you don't like, I mean. You can't change them to agree to time so you don't offend anybody. No, the law is the law. And so the earth is going to, experience this again. Because we're coming into the time where righteousness is going to rule the earth, man. There ain't going to be no more of no constitution. This land got their own laws. This land got their different set of laws. Everybody's gonna be on the same page throughout the world, man. Everybody's gonna do these laws that's in this Bible, man. And if you don't want to do it, man, it's gonna be a consequence for it. You ain't gonna sit in jail 5, 10 years, man. It's gonna be speedy judgment. It's gonna be on spot, you know. You ain't gonna have to sit on death row 20, 30 years waiting for judgment, man. It's gonna be like in a blink of an eye. So that's the old path, man. That's what kept us in line, man. With the old path. But we got on this new path with that Martin Luther King, you know? And now look at us. Michael King is his real name. So he put us on a new path, man. And we failed ever since then, man. We really failed way before then, but once we got on them slave boats, man, them slave ships, we had failed again, you know. But once we got over here, and MLK, he kept us on the new path, man. You know, and here we are now, fucked up. Let's go to let's see here. Matthew 5:17. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So yeah, here is the one you call Jesus. He said he didn't come to do away with the law. So why is your preachers and your pastors telling you the law done away with? Who are these people saying the law done away with, man? This is red letters. He said he didn't come to do away with the law. He said, or get rid of the prophets, man. So who are these low-life dirtbags in these churches saying otherwise, man? These pimps in the pulpit, man. They tell you can eat whatever. You know? And I'm just scraping the surface on the law, man. Not even scraping the surface. There's more than 10 commandments, man. There's 613 laws, man. We ain't even got deep down into the law, man. But they saying it's done away with. They don't even want to keep 10 commandments, man. But they're gonna pay for that too. Don't think the Lord ain't forgot about them, man. Hear me? It's 613 laws, statutes, and commandments, man, and ordinances. I bet a lot of y'all didn't even know that, man. A lot of you so-called Christians probably didn't even know that. You still stuck on the 10 commandments, and you might keep 2 of them. Might. But like I said before earlier, we can't keep all the laws. We rehearsing the righteous acts. You know, that's why we got that grace period going on right now. You can't keep all the laws right now. You know, just mixing the fabrics, man. That's breaking the law. Just about everything you buy is mixed fabric. 10% polyester. 30% cotton. Whatever the case may be. Which gives you a low vibration, man. You're not supposed to be mixing the fabrics. I believe linen has the highest vibration. This full linen. So if you can afford to wear you some, some all linen from time to time, do so, man. These laws are not just written to be laws, but they actually benefit you, man. Health wise, spiritually, they just ain't just there to be there, man. There's a purpose behind them. There's a reason. But you wicked Israelites don't even care about that, man. Just give you a new pair of J's and a matching fitted cap, and you good. That's all a nigga care about, man, is a pair of J's. And you can get your dreads done, And our people have fell completely off, man. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 4. Uh-oh. Yeah, man. Our people just want to get them a good old daiquiri, get them some old used up whore, and just sit back and enjoy the bullshit. They love a good whore, man. Especially you entertainment people, man, in the music industry, entertainment industry. All y'all share the same woman, man. Are y'all out of y'all mind? All these women on the planet, and y'all going back and forth with the same woman. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know where that come from. But this 1 John 3 and 4, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of law. So yeah, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. And where can you find that, man? In the Old and New Testament, man. Where you think the one that called Jesus, man, where you think he got the law from, man? He got it from the Old Testament. But somebody argue up and down, oh, you can't use that. That's the Old Testament. Then you get in with the Old Testament. Oh, you can't use that, man. You got to use the New Testament. Then you go to the New Testament. Oh, you can't use the New Testament. So what can you use? A nigga got all kind of excuses, man, not to keep the law, man. So yeah, you sinning, you transgressing the law, man. That's in the New Testament. So apparently, the law is still going on, right? It's still in effect. Just like how y'all love to keep America's laws, you know? A nigga keep America laws all day long. But when it comes to the Bible, man, he don't want no parts of it. You know, he don't want any part of it, man. You know, our people just love being wicked, man. You know, they love being servants here in America. You know, look at him. He love what he doing, man. He love riding the so-called white man around, man. That's how far we fell. You know. You know, he got him a golf cart, and he just hauling some big fat ass white man around, man, and he love it. He wasn't traded for nothing in the world, man. Here it is. Here we are, the children of the Most High, and we around here serving people, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like it not one bit. I'm over you. Why am I serving you? Yeah, I'm the chosen people, man. And you want me to serve a damn heathen? You know, so that's why the Lord's only dealing with a few men this time, man. A few women and children too, man. A remnant. We ain't going for this, man. We're not gonna be here another 20, 50, 100 years, man. 200 years coming back in reincarnation, 30 serving people, man. I ain't no damn butler. I ain't no fucking slave, man. I'm not gonna keep coming back in the reincarnation. Goddamn bound down to somebody, man. The table's gonna flip. You're gonna be bound down to me. Facing the ground, man. You know, I'm not going for this shit, man. Fuck this. This ain't living. This ain't living at all. How am I a prince of the power, but I gotta serve somebody, man? That don't make sense. You know, somebody in my own nation, yeah, ain't no problem with that. But you heathens, hell no. That ain't gonna fly. So that's why we waiting on the Lord to come back and shake this shit up, man. I'm ready to rule, man. I'm ready to stand over you people, man. I'm ready to, you know, strike fear in your heart, man. When you see me on the set, on some Debo type shit. I'm like, oh boy, and what's that belly, man? When I see you people out here just, you know, over me, you know, the heathen, you know, what the scripture say, give me not thy oppressor, you know, but, you know, just seeing the so-called white man with all this money, and all these heathens, you know, getting these deals and buildings and shit. I'm like, oh boy, off Nelly. I don't like that shit, man. I don't like that shit at all. You know? That's supposed to be us ruling, man. They supposed to be borrowing from us. They supposed to be paying us taxes, man. So that's what this is all about, man. Being a damn ruler, man. This ain't cut out for the boys. The Lord is ready, and matter of fact, He's raising up men as we speak, man. Even more. Who ready to rule, man? Ready to take back the throne, the crown. You know, it was all through the spirit, man. I always had some kind of uppity ruling class type of mentality, man. Even before I came into this, I knew I was better, but I couldn't figure out how. But the scriptures told me, man, how I'm better, you know? You know, how I'm part of the chosen people, man. The true chosen people. And not no damn peasant, man. You looking at fucking royalty, man. You looking at your slave master. So the day coming, man, where so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans gonna be ruling again. But starting off with the elect, though, man. The elect's got to, you know, take the lead, man. Because the 2/3 of our nation, man, y'all don't want it, man. Y'all just want to be, y'all want to be workers. You know, you want to keep serving people. You want to keep shucking oysters. You know, you want to keep frying fish. So the Lord's got to do away with you, man. There's no room for that on the way to the kingdom of heaven. All that shucking and jiving. All that cooning, booning and cooning, man. You can't get to the kingdom of heaven like that, man. You can't have that type of mindset, man. The Lord raising up men, man. You know, who want to see Israel back on top. You know, the spirit hit me there for a minute, it's lucky. You know, I kind of veered off a little bit, but the spirit hit me though, man. You know, that's how it is in this truth, man. Hey, the spirit hits you sometime, bro, and you just go off on a rant, man. A spiritual rant. And it also says oppression make a wise man mad. So I know I'm being oppressed. You know? I know I'm a prince of the power, man. Who's waiting to get elevated to that kingship, man. So you can't sit here and tell me, man, I'm just gonna get a social security card and just be a worker all my life, man. I ain't going for the bullshit. You can tell that to the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. That shit don't fly with me. You know, I'm tired of taking orders, man. I'm about ready to start dishing out some orders. You know, I'm tired of getting a check. You know, I'm ready to start cutting the check, man. You know, but hey, you just gotta be patient, man. That's the whole thing with this patience. You gotta get the wisdom, and you gotta have lots of patience. You know, a lot of men, they lose patience and go back into the world. You know, scripture even say patience is a virtue. So you got to be patient and wait on the Lord, man. So you got to take it day by day, week by week. Because if you try to just sit back and you worry about when the Lord coming back, you know, because everybody wanted to come back on your time frame, but he's not coming back on my time frame or your time frame, man. Only the Most High know when he's coming back. So we can only just, you know, check out the news articles, you know, and filter it through the prophecies, man. And gauge the time, measure the time diligently. But you must have lots and lots of patience. So let me get some more precepts. What am I at, an hour and something? Okay. Romans 6:23. No, so that's how it is, man. So you gotta do the work, do the videos, read, watch other brothers' videos, and pray and ask for patience. Because we close, we are very close, but still a lot of time on the clock. A lot of time. This thing can still go on a good year or two, maybe 3. Who knows? But we very, very close. So all this shit coming down, man. A lot of time left. This is Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach, our one, man. Yeah, so that's in a nutshell. You don't need no breakdown for that. That's cut and dry. And and our people, they love to wallow in sin, man. That's why a lot of y'all get killed and mowed down daily, man. You sin so much until the Lord pulled your damn ticket, man. He punched your ticket. Whether you done something in this life or your past life, you had to pay for it. So that's why when you see that bitch in Algiers that got shot, her sins, she had to pay the tab, man. And that chick on the 610 that flipped, that died, man. I forget the precept was talking about the sins, about weight and the balance. I might have that mixed up with something else, but scale tilts, man, you out of here, man. Once you run that sin bill up too high, you got to get out of here. The Lord be like, man, I'm tired. Get that motherfucker out of here, man. And you in the spirit world just like that. So when you see little Tyrone, Keisha, Hector get their brains blown out, you don't feel sorry for that, man. You don't go get a memorial for them, go get some teddy bears. You just say, hey, whatever they did, man, they pissed the Lord off, man. And you just pray it ain't you. That's next, man. Whether it's a toddler, an infant, whatever, man. Whatever they done in their past life, it caught up with them. Or whatever you do in this life, it catches up with you, man. The Lord don't forget, man. The Lord's so cold, he'll get you in the womb, man. He'll have you aborted. So it would behoove you to stay on the old path, Jake. Well, with the new path, man, hey, the wages of sin is death. Simple. And the Lord don't mind killing, man. If you don't believe me, go read some of the past stories, man, in this Bible, man. The one you call God, he don't mind getting down and bloody, man. He don't mind it at all. It's like a day at Chuck E. Cheese or something, man. It's like a walk through the park. But everybody want to get all teary-eyed because such and such died, some got shot. Hey, it's all judgment from the Lord, man. It's all judgment. It's all business. Like y'all like to say, standing on business, where the Lord stands on business, man. And he's the ultimate hit man. He's gonna get his target every time. You know. I think I'm gonna close that on that. So hey, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, who are the true biblical Israelites, repent or you gonna die, man. Yeah, we all die, right? But the difference is you ain't gonna have no mercy. The Lord's gonna turn you over to whatever. He ain't gonna have no mercy on you that day. So he gonna have a wild, crazy nigga, man, with dreads down his back. Run up on you with a pistol, man, just blow your shit out in the driveway, man. Or whatever the case may be. Or have an 18-wheeler just, lose all his brakes, man, and just plow right into your master bedroom while you sleeping, man. Who knows what the Lord got in store? So it's best to stay on his good side. So now I'm going to go ahead and end it with that. Before I get out of here, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Sins Yakim, man. You know what? Peace and blessings to the elect. The 1/3 of the nation Israel. Because the 2/3 are slated for death, man. There's no point of saluting the 2/3 of the nation Israel. The Lord has marked them to die. They're useless. They can't be re-educated. Can't bargain with them. So Yahweh Shai decided to just get rid of them, man. And with that, shalom, man. Shalom.